to this episode of What the Hell Did I Get Myself Into? This little project right here, I'll show you some background on it and some pictures that are coming up. But this is a 1975 MGB that I decided I want to turn into something a little bit different. This car is called Brutal. I'm going to use it as a burnout car only. Right now I'm just trying to get it to where I know that it could handle a whole lot more horsepower than what it had prior to. So that means I got to strengthen the body, change the rear end out, change a lot of things out to make it work for the application I want. And the goal is to just use junk and stuff that's around the shop to get it to where I need it to perform in a burnout pad. I bought the car, I don't know, maybe a little over a year ago. I spent maybe $300 on it, pulled it out. It was somebody down in the Lafayette area. They got in a little bit over their head and they really didn't know what to do with the restoration. I don't know what the aim for the car was at that time. I bought it, it was a great deal. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with it, but I've always had I got this gasser thing on my mind and I just want to build a cool looking gasser. So, stuff like that I'm adding to the car. Hopefully I can locate a straight axle front end and put in this. But right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to do episodes just on the small parts that I'm working on. And then hopefully when this journey's over, there'll be a lot of videos of me doing really cool smoky burnouts with it. So I'm working on a rear end right now. This is a Ford 9-inch that I got out of the junkyard off a 1975 Ford Lincoln. I stripped all the stuff off of it. I've already put the spring perches in that I wanted to use. I'm using a alarm block right here that's adjustable. It'll adjust back and forth so that I can get my wheel alignment right. A lot of this stuff is just stuff I found in the shop. So the problem I'm having with this particular setup is I'm going to end up having to take some of these leaves out, because the problem is if I was to use this anti-wrap piece right here, there's actually a bar that goes from here to the frame. If I was to use this and I blow the tires, both tires out, it would actually set the rear suspension on the ground. So I've got to rethink this. So I've got a couple of ideas. I'm going to end up knocking that completely off, taking out some leaves, and maybe even milling this block down some, probably about a ½ inch. With the leaves being taken out, it'll de-arch a little bit more and it'll hopefully drop the back end down some more. But as far as the anti-wrap, I got some parts sitting around the shop, so I'm gonna go ahead and figure up another anti-wrap piece of just with junk I got sitting around I really can't use for anything else. I need to put I've got a mini locking spool that I'm gonna put in the third member. The third member that's in there right now, when I had this third member in my 66 Ford F100, I attempted to do a burnout and I had too much wheel hop and it destroyed all the spider gears in there. So I'm gonna pull all that out. I'll show you what I'm doing there and show you that I'm putting a mini spool in there for this rear end. It should be strong enough for what I'm doing to this car. Sorry about that, I had to cut away. I had to go get a stunt double so I could get this part off. Now, take the punch. I got a roll pin that's right here that you got to pop out, and then you take the pin that holds the spider gears and all that in, and then this whole thing should come apart. Should. All right, with some camera magic, I just made that shit look real super easy. But as you can see, there's some of my teeth. There's some missing. Yeah, it didn't fare too good. It chewed them up pretty good. So I'm gonna pull this crap out and I'm gonna clean it up, get all the loose teeth that are in there, get them all out, clean it up a little bit, and I'm gonna put the locker in. All right, got it cleaned up. Not too bad, a little bit of, got chewed up just a little bit, but you know what? For this application, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, that's just chewed up. Perfectly fine because rat rod. All right. Fancy little locker, little spool, makes life good. Everything fits. So now we get to put everything back together. No issues, no problems. That's good. Out with the bad. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good number on that, on those spider gears. Oh well, it's okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put all this back together. I'm gonna grease the bearings really good, and then we'll go on to the next thing. Herd is done. It's ready to go in. Rat rod. Alright, this is what I got going on in the back of the car. As you can see the blocks. They're both 3 inches. I'm thinking about taking half an inch out yet, and then taking some of these leaf springs. I just got to get to it. But you see that right there? Well, once the rim and tire on there, it actually hangs down past the rim and tire. So that's what's actually going to be dragging on the ground. If I take the leaves out and I cut down the block, I can cut those off and it won't lay on the ground. Once I blow the tires, it'll still be on the rims. But you can see this is what I'm dealing with. I've got a lot of work to do. I still got a lot of stuff to cut out, like the old shock stuff right there. The old, I don't know, limited travel bands that they had on these old cars, on these MGs. And you can see a little bit better right there. That's part of the old shock system. I'm gonna take that out right in front. Let's see if I can get in there really good. Let's see. Across here, I'm gonna connect that back
part of the frame. I'm gonna go all the way across. I gotta put my loop in still, and I'm gonna connect it to the other side. And that should give me complete frame structure in this car, and it should not taco on me. That's what I'm working on right now. And then once I get that done, I'll figure out, I'll make something to where I got anti-wrap, and it'll keep this thing from wheel hopping and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I just want this to be a good solid rear end so it doesn't give me issues.